Hey everyone, welcome to the video. So, as most of you probably know, last week I attempted the 10,000 calorie challenge. And if I was to ask anyone, do you think that I gained weight from doing this challenge? Most of you would probably say, yeah, like how could you not gain weight from consuming 10,000 calories in one day? But the truth is, I didn't gain a single pound. So on the day of the challenge, I woke up at approximately 76 kg, and a few days later, I was literally back to normal. So let me tell you how that works. Alright, so when you think about, 10,000 calories, it's important not to think about that figure in isolation, because there are plenty of factors that contribute to calories and weight gain. So the first one, and maybe the most obvious one, is the calories that I burn every single day. And this is also known as my calorie maintenance or my total daily energy expenditure. So I burn approximately 3,000 calories every single day. So although on the day of the challenge I consumed approximately 10,000 calories, I actually burned 3,000 of them calories, so my net calorie intake was 7,000 calories. Okay, so the next thing to consider is something called the thermic effect of food, and this is basically the calories that you burn from processing and storing the food that you eat. So this figure is approximately between 5 and 30% of the calories you consume. So for example, if I was to eat 100 calories worth of food, I would burn anywhere between 5 to 30 calories just eating and digesting that food, etc. So on the day of my 10K challenge, I consumed approximately 7,000 calories more than I usually do. But remember, that would also mean that I burned an extra 5 to 30% of 7,000 by just processing and storing that food. So let's just say that figure was 15%. Let's just say that I burned an extra 15% of 7,000 on that day, which is probably pretty accurate. That would mean that I burned an extra 1,000 calories approximately by eating, digesting and storing that food, etc. So even though my net calorie intake for the day was 7,000 calories, when you take the thermic effect of food into consideration, it's now 6,000 calories. Alright, so the next thing we need to take into consideration is something called NEAT. And NEAT stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. And this is basically just the energy or the calories that we burn going about our daily lives. So for example, it's the calories that we burn from doing things like walking, cooking, shopping, etc. So generally when we experience a massive increase in calorie intake, our NEAT will also spike suddenly too, meaning that we just become way more active and hence burn way more calories. And some studies even show people burning an extra 692 calories per extra 1,000 calories consumed. Now to be honest, I don't think that my increase in calories caused my NEAT to increase by that much, but I do think that I had a lot more energy on the day of my challenge, and I found it hard to sit still for any length of time at all. So let's just be conservative, right? And let's just say I burned approximately an extra 150 calories per extra 1,000 calories consumed. So I consumed an extra 7,000 calories on that day than I usually would. So that would mean that I burned an extra 1,000 calories from increases in NEAT. So when you take my NEAT into equation, my net calorie intake for the day is no longer 6,000, it is now 5,000. Okay, so the final thing that I'm going to take into consideration is what I did on the days surrounding the challenge, because when it comes to nutrition, it's important to look at the bigger picture and what your diet is like over the course of a few days, a few weeks, a few months, a few years, and not just one specific day. So for the 3 days before the challenge and the 2 days after the challenge, I basically went into a really extreme calorie deficit, which basically means that I dieted really hard. So typically on a daily basis, I consume approximately 3,000 calories, but on these 5 days, so the 3 days before and the 2 days after, I was only consuming 2,000 calories per day, which means I created a 5,000 calorie deficit because I was consuming 1,000 calories less per day for 5 days. So even though my net calorie intake on the day of the challenge was 5,000 calories, if you look at the bigger picture and take the surrounding days into consideration, my net calorie intake was actually actually zero. So to sum it all up, okay, even though I did consume like a huge amount of calories on the day of the challenge, when you factor in things like the calories that I burn every single day, the thermic effect of food, and non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and the calorie deficit that I put myself in on the days surrounding the challenge, and them extra calories were basically all accounted for, and hence my total weight gain from this challenge was zero. Anyways, I am gonna leave the video there. I hope you found it useful and informative, and I actually plan on getting a lot of YouTube content out over the next few weeks and months. So between like full days of eating, informative videos, daily vlogs, etc. So if you're not subscribed already, make sure you scroll down and smash that subscribe button. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.